Hi folks, it's Evo here from Thundermist Lure Company, and welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. We've got the boatless angler with us today. Antonio's back there. We got some of the Thundermist crew with us, and today, folks, we're out here on Lake Simcoe. We're out in Cook's Bay. It's the actual last day of January, and today we're going to be ice fishing, and we're finally glad to be out here because it's been a warm winter and we haven't had a chance to get out on some safe ice. But right now we've got about, I'm going to say is about 8 to 10 inches of ice, and we don't have any bait. But you know what? No bait, no problem, because today what we're going to do, we're going to run the Stingnose jigging spoon. And it is so realistic looking. It looks like a minnow. Oh, I think I got one. It looks like a minnow. And what happens is, oh boy, I hope the fish are going to be bigger than that. I was going to say the Stingnose looks like actually looks like a minnow. Very, very realistic looking. And the hook is actually placed right at the head of the Stingnose, and it's a new lure from Thundermist last year. And basically all we're going to do is, as you've seen me doing here, I'm just going to jig this close to the bottom, jig it up, let it go down, and again, we're not running any bait, just running the Stingnose just as is. And we're hoping to get into some nice perch today. I mean, that was an awful small one, but hopefully we'll get some bigger ones. We drilled, Antonio drilled some holes. He brought the, oh, there's another one. We brought the power auger, and Antonio went and drilled a bunch of holes. Oh, they're getting a little bigger, folks. That was a little bit bigger in comparison. But the advantage of not having a hut, we brought the hut with us today, but you know what? It's gonna go up to, it's gonna go above freezing. So we decided to just fish out in the open. And you know what? It's not too bad out here, and it's gonna go to like +4, +5 degrees today. So it's gonna be a warm day. But what Antonio did is, he, with the power auger, he drilled a bunch of holes. So we've got the option to move around. When you're in the hut, you're nice and warm, but you're basically fishing in one spot. So what we're gonna do, I mean, if this hole keeps producing small fish, he's drilled a bunch of other ones all the way around us, and we'll just keep changing holes and until we find a good productive area. So that's what we're gonna do today. It's the jigging spoon bite. We're hoping to get into some nice fish. So glad you can join us. I'm glad to be out here, and we'll see if we can get into a few nice perch, so stay tuned. Okay, just as I said, stay tuned, we set the hook into another one, and oh, that's kind of small. You know what happens after you get a few small fish, you know, these, you get one a little bigger and all of a sudden it looks huge because the other ones you caught were really small. But hopefully, like I say, we'll get them bigger than that. But you know what? Another thing is, I mean, there's 10 inches of ice, 8-10 inches of ice. And we just walked out here. We're about, I'm going to say about a mile offshore. And you know what? It's a nice walk out here. The beauty of the boatless angler, you could fish out a mile, 2 miles offshore. Whereas access, you would never have that without a boat. So with ice fishing, you can walk wherever you want and fish wherever you want, and that's one of the advantages. And besides, it's a nice walk. You get good exercise and fresh air. You can't beat it. I definitely would walk anytime, even if the ice was 2 feet deep and you could drive your car out here. I just wouldn't do it because I want the exercise and the fresh air. So it's not only a great sport, but it can be healthy too. Oh, we got another small one here. another, oh my. I think they're getting smaller, not bigger. The water depth we've got here is about 15 feet. And I know there's a lot of weeds along the shoreline, and I pulled up a weed in one of the other holes that I tried a little earlier. So I know there's good weed bed here, but it looks like there might all be just small fish hanging around this area. So we're gonna keep fishing here, of course. We're in 15 feet, but maybe we'll try out a little bit deeper. We've got huts out in front of us. We've got huts out behind us. So again, it's gonna be maybe searching for those fish. Antonio, how you make it out?
Catching one after another, but they're all small.
All small, lots of fish. Oh, there, I just missed one. But yeah, they just seem to be all small fish. I don't know why, but looks like that's the school that's in the area here. Oh, there we go. There's another one. But it's got, well, it feels a little bigger, but not much. Okay, he hit it hard too for a little fish. Again, with that hook right at the head, that's really a good advantage on the hook sets. Okay, catch and release. There he goes, down he goes, and back down we go. Now, the size of the jigging spoon I've got, the Stingnose I'm using, is 3/16 ounce. And what I like to do is, I like to fish as small as I can. The smaller the better. Now, the thing is though, if you're fishing deeper water, I would probably go to the 1/4 ounce because, oh, there's another fish. With the 1/4 ounce, it's gonna get down there quicker. And oh boy, and that's what you want. You want to get down there fast, especially if you're on the nice school of fish. You want to get that lure down there quick. So, but in this 15 feet of water, that 3/16 ounce, you know what? That's the perfect size, and it looks like just a nice small minnow. So I think I'm going to stick with that right now. But if we were fishing deeper, I would definitely go to the 1/4 ounce, or maybe even a little heavier. And vice versa, if I was fishing for panfish, I would use, oh, I just missed one. I would use the smaller Stingnose, the 1/16 ounce, for little sunfish, because that's just a tiny little bait, and it's got a tiny little hook for those little mouths of the sunfish. So you want to tailor the size of your lure to basically the fish that you're going for. And if you're fishing, like I say, in deep water, you might want to go a little heavier to get down there a little quicker. Well, I think what we're gonna do, Antonio's already started to make a move. We're gonna go try some other holes because these holes are producing lots of fish, but they're all small. So I'm gonna go join Antonio. We're gonna try, he's drilled some other holes there. It looks like he's found the hole that he's gonna fish. I'm gonna go and fish the one right beside him. We'll see if we can get in some bigger fish. What size Stingnose you got on?
The smallest one.
1/16?
Yeah.
That little guy?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It might be too small actually.
Well, that's really tiny.
Well, the fish are small.
Yeah. Maybe you need a bigger bait for bigger. There you go. Any size? Feel good? They're all small.
They are small.
They are small. Well, I'm gonna go try that other hole.
Take a look at the screen, how many fish are on it.
A lot of fish. Oh wow. Here, let me try your hole.
Okay, try it.
Try your hole. Let's see. Yeah, your flasher's going crazy. I mean, maybe you could explain where the fish are, Antonio.
You reel it up a bit.
Yeah, you want to see my spoon? You could actually see my, these things are really, really sensitive. You can see my jigging spoon there.
So
right?
If you bring your jigging spoon up, you can see there's fish following it. You're gonna get a bite soon.
See that? You can see that yellow line. That's me jigging.
And there's the red line's a fish.
And the red line is a fish.
Oh, you had a bite.
Oh, I missed them. Yeah, that's these. They're very, 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 very sensitive. But yeah, you could actually see everything, and it's kind of fun. You could watch if you want to entice. Let's see if I can.
See, yeah, they come right up for it.
Coming up here. See that? They've got to be really, really small fish.
They are small.
Look at that. But they're handy to have because if you've got suspended fish.
Oh yeah, you can
right?
know exactly the depth.
You know exactly where they're at, and then you can drop and you can see your spoon going down to that depth. See if I drop it right down. I think my jigging spoon's too big for these little fish. They're tiny.
You might have to move all spots all together, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, oh, I just lost it. Did you see that?
Yeah. All right, I'm taking my hole back.
All right, I'm gonna go try this other hole. It looks like so far we've tried a number of different holes, and they're all producing small fish. So chances are that's what we have in this area is a school of small fish. But I mean, oh, there he goes, another hit. The other option is to keep trying here. Oh my, look at this. Keep trying here and see if we could weed through these smaller fish, and if a bigger fish happens to come by, a bigger school, and then we're on them. But I think we may have to move out a little bit. Maybe to some deeper water, we'll have to see.
I just hooked into a good one.
Nice. I just hooked into one, but a little bigger. They're getting bigger on Antonio.
This one's a keeper.
Mine is not. Good.
Yeah, it is good.
Hey, so maybe we don't have to move.
It's a nice perch.
So the technique we're doing, as you see here, I'm about 6 inches off the bottom, and I'm just jigging it up and letting it flutter down. And if you noticed on the Stingnose, what I have is a single snap, just a single snap onto the spoon, and the snap is a small snap. And basically what you want to do is match the size of the snap to the lure you're running. You don't want the snap to be too large and overpower the spoon, and you don't want it to be too small either. So for this 3/16 ounce Stingnose, I've got a size 00 snap on there, and that matches up really, really nicely with the spoon that I'm using. So the line I'm running is I've got 8-pound fluorocarbon line on here. And the reason I like fluorocarbon is because it's less visible to fish, and especially when you're ice fishing, because the fish can be very, very sensitive when you're ice fishing. And honestly, the lighter the line, the better. Now the line I'm running is very, very thin, and like I say, the fluorocarbon is less visible to fish, and you want to keep as low profile as possible when you're fishing, when you're ice fishing. The fish are not as aggressive as they are in the summer. They might be a little more weary, so you're better off downsizing as much as possible when you're ice fishing. So even the bait I'm running, as you see, is not a huge Stingnose spoon. They come bigger sizes, but I chose the 3/16 ounce, and Antonio actually chose the 1/16 ounce, which is really small. And that's what you want to do when you want to entice the bite, when you've got yourself a tough bite. Now today the bite seems to be pretty good. The problem is the fish are small, so we might have to, oh, this one's been foul hooked. We might have to move from here and drill some other holes in order to get into some bigger fish. But I think we'll give it another 15-20 minutes, and then if not, it'll be time to make a move and see if we can get into some bigger fish. But you know what, folks, if you've never tried ice fishing, give it a try. It really is a lot of fun. Fresh air, you're getting some exercise, you're catching some fish, you're having fun. There's nothing beats it. So I've been waiting for a long time for this, because it's been a warm winter, so I'm just glad to be out here. And you know what, if all we catch all day are these little fish like this, I'm a happy camper, because it's a lot of fun regardless. But I would sure like to have myself a nice perch fry tonight. We'll see how it goes. But anyhow, folks, I want to thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips, and hope you get an opportunity to get out there and do some ice fishing. And as always, until next time, good luck and good fishing. Do we use any bait with the teaser tees? Well, in that particular episode, we did not use any bait. You don't have to use bait with these teasers, because they'll just work their way along